Dodo Trail is a trail run in the South Indian Ocean on the beautiful island of Mauritius. It is a mountain race that passes over the highest, most spectacular peaks and private lands of the southwest of Mauritius. This trail is full of natural wonders and adventure as you run through stunning landscapes with breathtaking views. This annual event held its 4th edition, attracting runners from all over the world.
We are just about to start the 4th edition of the Dodo Trail. There's an extra race coming up. There's a Dodo Fun Run, little course of 5K run. So the 10 kilometer, it's quite challenging. So we have about 500 meters of incline. And the 25K, it's got 1,500 meters of incline, and we go through the peak of Tourelle de Tamarin. And the 50K goes through a lot of different private properties and different peaks, and we're going through the top of Mauritius, the highest mountain, which is the Black River Peak, and all the 3 different events will end at the Riverland Sports Center. It's a very technical trail, and people are going to discover Mauritius through the mountains and discover the nature's side of it.
It's a great opportunity to get the chance to come and race in a place like Mauritius. I think the record's 5 hours 40. And it's a 50-kilometer race, so you know the kilometer pace is quite slow. I just take it that the race is quite rough. This is the first year here, so I'm not expecting much. If I got round somewhere close to the record, or you know, I'll be pretty happy.
I expect the race, the Dodo Trail, to be a really tough one, but I think the tougher thing will be the 3,500 meters of ascent. You go over a lot of peaks. I think you'll definitely feel it, especially that last little one at 45 Ks. That's going to be a stinger in the tail. It's a real treat to be hosted by Heritage Resorts. It's a really special way and experience to see Mauritius. So I think it will be exciting. It will be one hell of an adventure, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Le sentier Dodo Trail est très différent des sentiers de la Réunion, donc j'apprécie énormément de venir sur cette course. Alors la différence, c'est son côté très ludique, très technique et cette variété de paysages en très peu de kilomètres. On est toujours dans l'effort, mais dans l'effort plaisir.
On races like this, you either compete and you race to become first or second or third, or you race to just see and live the surrounding and have an impression of the great place where you are. And that's actually my aim. I want to be part of the nature, I want to be part of the runners, and I want to cooperate with all the teams that there are and all the people that are along the course. And so that's my way of finding out about the island and about the people that live here.
Bon, on va prendre la course comme ça vient, on va aller mollo et comme d'habitude, on va essayer de faire une bonne performance et à la fin, bon, essayer de terminer faire un podium, quoi. Pour nous, ça fait beaucoup parce que ça amène des coureurs élites et ça fait toujours plaisir de courir avec des coureurs de ce niveau et de se situer par rapport à eux.
C'était un peu le parcours du combattant avec les mains courantes dans les descentes, dans les montées aussi. Les montées pas très longues mais surtout sèches, très pentues. Et puis après, bon, il y a un peu l'humidité aussi auquel on n'est pas habitué sur le continent, mais bon voilà, c'est du trail et puis il faut savoir s'adapter.
Bad weather conditions met the runners early in the morning for the first of the 3 trails, the 50-kilometer Extreme Dodo Trail. Only the bravest ones set out to take the opportunity to cross the southwestern peaks and unique landscapes to test human endurance and mental toughness. The Extreme Dodo Trail starts by the foot of Le Morne Mountain and heads for Riverland Sports Club in the popular town Tamarin. The first 7 kilometers are reasonably flat along the sea, running through Le Morne's village with only a small section of tarred road before reaching the private property of Beiju Cup. The first hour of the race at this time of the year is still in the dark. The first private property in the southwest is a vast deer hunting ground. This part of the trail goes up gradually with a slope of 10 to 15%. First-timer to Mauritius and world champion Ricky Lightfoot from England has already set the pace with an impressive lead on second and third positions, Yannick Boyer and Jean-Pierre Gronde, both from neighboring Reunion Island, as they enter the private property of Montsurmont-d'Otma to reach the first refreshment point. From here, the track gets steep and peaks up to Pito Cano, 550 meters high, for a fantastic panoramic view of this entire region. The track proceeds through an easy flat section heading west, leaving behind Montsurmont and entering the private property of Owen Griffiths. The track carries on with some ups and downs towards Chamarel and the second refreshment table at 16 kilometers at an altitude of 250 meters. Ricky Lightfoot looks determined to smash the record if he can manage to sustain his incredible pace throughout this race, which is not even halfway through yet.
Drop some water, no? Alright, okay, see you later, enjoy!
Ricky already has a 4-minute lead on Yannick Boyer and Jean-Pierre Gronde in second and third positions respectively. Simon Deveau is the first Mauritian to pass through the second refreshment point. Landi Greiling, star runner from South Africa, who is also appearing in her first Dodo Trail, is in the lead in the ladies section, followed by Estelle Carré from Reunion Island. From here, runners proceed further through the Chamarel forest heading towards the top of Mauritius. What makes this trail so difficult is that there are no switchbacks. They literally cross straight over the peaks, and the same goes for the highest peak on the island, the Black River Peak at 828 meters, about 21 kilometers into the race. The spectacular view from up there is short-lived when reality kicks in, as runners realize that they are not even halfway through this race, as in the distance they can see what lies ahead of them, including the last mountain that they will have to cross before reaching the finish line. The trail runs down to the Black River Gorges 5 kilometers further, going through technical rocky sections and into the forest before reaching the third refreshment point and the halfway mark 25 kilometers into the race. Heritage Resorts shares the same values as the Dodo Trail, namely endurance, strength and solidity. The Dodo Trail offers a 100% sports, nature and green experience of the island, a concept that resonates with the group.
Nous sommes très heureux d'être associés au Dodo Trail pour la deuxième année consécutive en tant que sponsor principal. Et nous sommes ravis d'accueillir sur le domaine de Ballon les têtes d'affiche qui participent à la course. Heritage Resorts s'associe à cet événement parce que nous avons vraiment l'ambition d'aller vers un tourisme de plus en plus vert. Et nous proposons déjà pas mal d'activités nature, notamment dans la réserve naturelle de Frédérica qui se situe sur les 2500 hectares du domaine. C'est également une panoplie de possibilités à travers notre golf de championnat, Héritage Golf Club, à travers notre école de kite, aussi Beach Club, à travers nos activités nautiques et terrestres. Et bien entendu, toute la partie culinaire n'est pas en reste avec un choix de 12 restaurants sur le domaine de Ballon. Donc nous nous reconnaissons vraiment dans un événement tel que le Dodo Trail et d'où notre envie de participer pleinement.
The Dodo Trail consists of 4 different categories, with the 50-kilometer race almost halfway through. The 25-kilometer T-Dodo Trail is about to start at the entrance of the Black River Gorges National Park. Unlike its name, which means small, this trail is just as precarious, with a maximum altitude of 622 meters and cumulative inclines and declines of 1,500 meters.
started at 5:30 at Le Mans. Great atmosphere. It was a bit windy, but very good. So now we are setting up for the 25Ks, the Dodo Trail. So good vibe. Everyone is smiling and lots of people for this 4th edition of the Dodo Trail.
Bien parce que en fait du coup je fais la 25 au lieu du 50 parce que je me suis préservée un peu, donc 25 c'est rapide, ça devrait bien se passer rapidement, vite arrivé, vite parti, vite arrivé.
Je voulais me inscrire sur le 50 au départ, mais l'entraînement n'a pas été au même niveau que l'année dernière, donc je me suis inscrite sur le 25 et ça va être une bonne course je pense. Je ne sais pas trop, je ne mets pas trop la pression, je ne sais pas trop quel est l'objectif. Déjà de prendre du plaisir, d'aller jusqu'au bout et puis bon bah s'il y a un podium à la clé, ce sera que du bonus et que du bonheur. Voilà.
More than 300 competitors took on the challenge of the 25-kilometer Dodo Trail that runs through the Mauritian wilderness and, like the other two trails, finishes at the Riverlands Sports Centre in Tamarin, with the 10-kilometer Mini Dodo Trail and the 5-kilometer Fun Run yet to start. The Dodo Trail joins in with the Extreme Dodo Trail 50-kilometer track 800 meters from the start line and keep it as such to the end. Ricky Lightfoot is not too far behind the 25-kilometer runners as he reaches the third refreshment point.
Good, that last section was pretty technical and it was slow as well.
You're number one.
He sets off for the second half of the race, well ahead of his fellow contenders. The duo from Reunion Island in second and third position respectively make their stop at the third refreshment point.
Pour l'instant c'est bon là. Ouais. C'est bon, on essaie d'aller comme ça tranquille.
Ok, correct.
Simon Devo is still the first Mauritian in the 50-kilometer race.
Not too bad, just doing my race. That's fine.
In the ladies section of the 50-kilometer race, it is head-to-head between Estelle Carré and Landi Greiling in first and second position. The trail through the Black River Gorges lasts about 16 kilometers and can be considered as one of the most difficult sections of the race. The track climbs up for the next 5 kilometers up to 650 meters. Once the Maccabee Flat section reached, the trailers will aim towards the Maccabee kiosk for refreshments.
Voilà, on est au kiosque Maccabee, c'est bien ça, hein?
The track of Zeepol goes down dramatically and one would need to stay focused with sections of the slope well beyond 30%. Cécile Simard, who won the 2013 50-kilometer race, is in the lead in the 25-kilometer Dodo Trail. As the 50 and 25-kilometer now shares the same path, Ricky Lightfoot is still going strong with no sign of his closest rivals. After a short 900 meters of tarred road, trailers will target the first quarter of Bricefair Steep Trail. Cécile Simard makes her way up towards the next private land and Ricky Lightfoot marches on. Yannick Boyer and Jean-Pierre Grondin are trying their best to catch up with the frontrunner as they start their climb up the Bricefair Trail. Runners exit the Black River Gorges. Once the flat section of this trail is reached, trailers will enter the de Senneville hunting ground at 36 kilometers into the race. The next 4 kilometers is a welcome easy flat section on a 4x4 trail. From here, runners enter the Matala property with a 5th refreshment table set up at 40 kilometers. Race leaders in the ladies section in the 25-kilometer trail, Cecile Simon and Fatima Hibo, both from Reunion Island, comes in for a quick stop at PK5, the second last point before the end. The 50-kilometer front runner Ricky Lightfoot makes a quick water refill and is still well ahead of last year's record. It looks very likely that the record will be broken, and the same goes for Landi Greiling, who is in the lead in the ladies section. Finally, close by, the 10-kilometer mini Dodo Trail is about to start. Many contenders of all ages, shapes and sizes get ready to start what would be a fairly easy fun run compared to the 2 bigger challenges. The Dodo Trail 5-kilometer fun run is the new addition this year and would start at the same time as the mini Dodo Trail at the Riverland Sports Club. The first section of the mini Dodo Trail is on a tarred road, but it gets no easier as they also head for the Tamarin Mountain about 4 kilometers further. The last mountain to cross is finally in sight as runners start their climb for the final stretch before reaching the finish line at Riverland Sports Club. This last section consists of 2 peaks. All runners cross the first peak, but the 10-kilometer mini Dodo Trail splits up from the rest, with only the 25 and 50-kilometer crossing the last peak, Tourelle de Tamarin, at 548 meters high. The trail shifts from a 4x4 dirt road to a very steep technical single track. From here on, the trail runners are treated to some of the best views Mauritius has got to offer. Tamarin Bay makes its first appearance. Runners will go down the mountain to the popular town of Tamarin to finish at the Riverland Sports Club. Once down, the tracks go through a wood section next to Tamarin River, running down towards the bridge before reaching the finish line. The end is in sight of a very long day at the Riverland Sports Club. Each person who finishes the trail gets rewarded for his or her efforts with a medallion. Just to finish this event is an achievement on its own. The crowd waits in anticipation for world champion Ricky Lightfoot to come in for the win, breaking the record time by 20 minutes in running 50 kilometers in 5 hours, 19 minutes and 21 seconds.
I stuck till my original plan is just running hard from the start. I ran away from the rest of the field. I didn't ease off, but I took the foot off the gas a little bit and just had a chance to take a bit more of everything in. As trails go, it's a brilliant route. It's as technical as it gets. It doesn't get much worse than that. It's really rocky. There's a lot of prominent routes. In places it's muddy and slippy and wet. But no, I enjoyed it, and we were rewarded with beautiful views off the last summit, panoramic views of the island, which was really nice.
Jean-Pierre Grondin from Reunion Island makes his final approach to finish the long-haul 50-kilometer extreme Dodo Trail in second position after 5 hours, 55 minutes and 30 seconds, with his fellow countryman Yannick Boyer finishing the trail after 6 hours, 2 minutes and 54 seconds in third position.
Sur ce, 50 km.
Fin de compte, c'est un parcours sur tous les sentiers, n'est pas assez élargi. Il faut esquiver un peu les bois, mais c'est un joli parcours, les points de vue. Le déco sur tout côté de l'île Maurice. Tu regardes d'un côté, tu vois une place, tu regardes l'autre, tu vois chaque côté de Maurice.
Landi Khreiling from South Africa finishes the 50-kilometer extreme Dodo Trail in first position, also breaking the record in the ladies category after 6 hours, 49 minutes and 10 seconds.
It was a very, very tough race, I must say. It lives up to its reputation. The Dodo Trail is one of the most extreme races I've done, actually. It's quite fun, you know, there's a lot of adventure. I must say I did have a little bit of a tough day. My legs was just really tired from time to time, but I managed to sort of pick myself up for about 30 k's, and yeah, I'm happy with the result, and it's a really great race.
In the 25-kilometer Dodo Trail, Cécile Simon and Fatima Hibo from Reunion Island finished the race together in first position after 3 hours, 16 minutes and 10 seconds in the ladies section.
Moi je connais le 50, alors c'est moins dur parce que c'est moins long. Les deux grosses difficultés, notamment surtout la tourelle, c'était quelque chose qui est très court et facile. Après la descente est très technique, qui donc nous a donné des crampes, mais ça c'est, on a géré et ça s'est bien passé. On était plutôt très à l'aise, on a discuté tout le long et on a fait un bon chrono, meilleur que l'année dernière en étant facile, donc on est très contente.
Au départ de la course, avec Cécile on était à côté. On est de la même team, donc on s'est dit allons faire la course ensemble. Et moi je lui ai dit ok, mais moi je pars vite. Donc je préférais carburer tout de suite, mais je regardais toujours derrière moi, elle n'était pas loin. C'est comme elle l'a fait l'an dernier, elle connaissait bien le parcours. Donc on a pu, voilà, elle me disait les difficultés qu'elle allait avoir. Et ben c'était comme nos entraînements, quand on était ensemble et super. Donc voilà, main dans la main, dans la joie et l'allégresse.
This contender in the 25-kilometer race showed what pure determination is. Cramping at the worst possible location just before the finish line in the middle of the river was the last thing this guy was hoping for. However, he was absolutely adamant to finish the race and did so limping across the finish line. More runners finished the race and received their medals to take home and brag about their achievement in what turned out to be yet again a very successful day for the Dodo Trail team.
I was quite surprised, I must say. I mean, I was prepared because in the last days I stayed in the Heritage Resort, so I had for the training I had some rolling hills there. I thought, hey, it's easy. I mean, I come from Germany and we have the Alps right next door, so I know what a mountain looks like, right? Then I started on the 10K, and the first 2Ks were really flat and rolling, and the atmosphere was really familiar. Everybody was chatting and it was really nice. But then, woof, the mountain came. It was great. It was really great. But everybody and me, of course, as well. We had to walk. It was quite technical, but I mean, we were rewarded with a really wonderful landscape and the scenic view on the top of the hill of the Tamarind there, which was really nice.
In the final results, Ricky Lightfoot wins the 50-kilometer extreme Dodo Trail in 5 hours, 19 minutes and 21 seconds. In the ladies section, Landi Khreiling wins after 6 hours, 49 minutes and 10 seconds. In the 25-kilometer Dodo Trail, Jerry Perrault from Reunion Island wins after 2 hours, 28 minutes and 26 seconds. In the ladies category, Cécile Simon and Fatima Hibo share first position after 3 hours, 16 minutes and 10 seconds. In the 10-kilometer mini Dodo Trail, Miku Kla came in after 50 minutes and 28 seconds, with Alexandra Kla winning it in the ladies category after 58 minutes and 22 seconds. The 2014 Dodo Trail comes to an end, but it will certainly not be the last. The event is gaining more and more international attention, becoming a not-to-be-missed event in the annual trail running calendar. See you next time for the 5th edition of the Dodo Trail on the 12th July 2015.